Welcome to Nick.
Oh, hello, everybody! Wow, this is amazing. Good evening, everyone. Get your flashlights out. Give me a big wave. Wow, it is such a privilege and an honor to be here. Can the audio people turn me down? I feel like I'm way too loud. You may be seated. Can the audio people turn me down, please? Thank you. Are you having a good night? Are you ready to be inspired? You may be seated. Thank you so much. Take your seats. Take your seats. Thank you so much for your welcome. I want to first and foremost thank the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Andhra University and Registrar for accommodating this event on such short notice. They've been very hospitable, and I'm very happy to hear about their successful efforts in promoting higher education in Andhra Pradesh. Another person I always want to and must mention, I believe that the Chief Minister, Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy, is a great inspiration for me, a great inspiration for the whole country, and for many youngsters. He is creating Andhra Pradesh as an example and role model all across the state in the education sector. I believe that his vision to promote and develop school infrastructure, promote English medium education, and introduce popular schemes like Amma Vodi will create lots of opportunities for learning students. Lastly, I want to thank Vishal Audamalapu for coordinating my tour in India and giving me all the love and support through all of you. Thank you as well to Mark Audio for making this all happen. Can we thank them all, please? Thank you so much. Can you give them all a round of applause? Thank you very much. This is my 8th time to India, and I've heard that you have all seen me in your textbooks. And can you move? Can we have no more photographers in front of me? Thank you. I want to tell you that it is remarkable, absolutely remarkable, the 99 years of your university. Let's congratulate your university once again. Number 3 in ranking. I am so thankful to be here today. I am so thankful that every time I go around the world and get up in front of anybody, that I always talk about the hope that we can all have. I am never a person to say that I understand anybody's pain, but I want you to know that in your life, can you stop coming up here? Thank you so much. When you understand that hope is for you, there are still many ups and downs, and we can all have great academic scores. We can all have some things in our life that we hope and dream for. But how do we stay resilient? How do we not just achieve our goal and dream, but how do we really dream the biggest dream of all? Today I want to talk about 3 things. I want to talk about the power of gratitude. The second thing, the power of belief. And the third thing, the power of unity. You know, for me, as I've traveled now 81 countries, there are many parts of my life that I love. And many people look at me as an inspiration. But I want to first tell you that even in the last 3 years of my life, I want you to know that we all go through ups and downs. I went through depression in 2021. I had to go through counseling, and I want to share that as an opening remark for you to understand that I am a human being just like you. And I love the statement that you made, because when you are a human being, you must understand that you have human feelings. It's not that just one day we wake up and we feel strong. It's not just one day that we wake up and our dreams come true. What we must understand is the wrestling of our thinking, our mind, our soul, our heart, and our resilience. I am very thankful for the parents that I was given because they taught me not to avoid resistance. So many human beings try to avoid resistance, but those who take on resistance head on, these are the ones that become most resilient. These are the ones with long suffering that we can have an attitude of thanksgiving and gratefulness for what we have. And I'll tell you right now, I am very worried for the United States of America. I'm very worried for the next generation over there. America, for many, 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 many years, has been a nation that everyone looks up to. But do you know what I think America has lost? The lack of gratitude, the lack of resilience. Because when you look at the next generation in America, when you give children everything they want, when they want, and how they want it, they don't get to face resistance. For a generation that never goes through resistance, it'll be quick when difficulties come where they will not have the resilience. When you have everything you want, when you want, and how you want it, you also steal an entire generation of a gift. I think the greatest gift that human beings can have is the feeling of gratitude. When you go through suffering, when you know what it means to lack something, when you know how difficult it is to work hard to achieve something or just to have and fight through, when you have that resistance and you have the persistence, you also are grateful for what you have. My parents, they always told me to be thankful for what I had. Not just because they had to fight for what they had, but they didn't thrive in their life. They were for many years fighting just to survive. My parents did not grow up in a wealthy home. My parents actually grew up in a poor home. My parents actually were raised and born in a country called former Yugoslavia. And during some regime in the 1960s, my mum was 6 years old when her father went to jail, and my dad was 15 when his father went to jail due to different circumstances. No criminal activity, but it was persecution of their faith. And I will tell you that my parents always said, be thankful for the food that you are given. Be thankful for the shelter that you have. Be thankful for the parents that you have. And be thankful that you are not only going to survive, but it's up to you to thrive. Many people in the West are lacking purposeness. But when I go around the world, I don't see any lack of purpose-driven goals that everyone can have. There are about 2 billion people who don't have food around the world. There are 70 million slaves who are forced into slave labor or sexual prostitution by force. There are many wars out there, and I love how your university has stood for peace and to make the world a better place. Do you want to know where greater futures begin? It's with a vision and a dream. And just like your university has begun and has had 99 years of success, it all began with a vision and a dream. When you look at the incredible chief minister and you look at the dream and the vision to bring in focus of health, focus of education, focus on greater dreams for what's ahead, it all starts with a vision or a dream. And I want you to first understand that before I talk about the power of belief, I want you to understand that we must have the power of gratitude. Do you want to know what the greatest thing of all is to be thankful for? your own life. Life itself is not promised tomorrow. And my parents always said, never give up, dream big, and do your best. I tried to do my best in mathematics, and I became number one in my mathematics class. And it gave me confidence, and it gave me thanksgiving, and it helped me to understand that I can achieve something. When I wanted a toy at the store, my parents did not buy me the toys. They said, make money and you need to buy your own toys. I was 6 years old and I learned how to vacuum the floor with my shoulder and my chin, and I earned roughly $2 a week to do my chore at home. I am so thankful that my parents did not give me everything I wanted, when I wanted it, and how I wanted it. I'm also thankful that my parents told me that, Nick, when you do become successful, do not forget those who don't have food. Do not forget those who don't have a home. And I'm so thankful that these values and these attitudes and these principles of thanksgiving has now followed me all the way throughout my life. I am so thankful that at age 19, not only was I successful at stock trading on the stock market, not only did I buy my first home in real estate, but I also gave away money to the poor and needy in Africa, and I sponsored 10 children to have food, water, education, a home, and a chance to dream big. My parents always taught me, Nick, you don't know what you can achieve until you try. And I never, ever, ever in a million years ever dreamt that a country would have me in your English textbooks. I am so thankful, India, for you. I am so thankful for your love. I am so thankful that you've embraced me like never a country has. I am not in any other textbooks in the world, and I've been to 81 countries, and I thank you, India, for loving me. I look forward to one day meeting your Prime Minister. I look forward to encouraging your education systems, and I am encouraged to come back to your country again and again and again and again for as long as you have me back. You know, the world is big, 8 billion people, and I've been studying the trends of India. You have one of the fastest growing GDPs on the planet. There is a lot of opportunity that India hasn't even touched yet. And I love your work ethic. I love your excellency. I love how you are bringing in more opportunities for people with disabilities to dream big and to one day even start their own businesses. Remember, it all starts with a vision and a dream, but it's on the foundation of thanksgiving. I want you to know that when you look into the industries of technology, can I tell you right now, when you are thankful, that's when you can then dream big. Before we talk about dreaming big and the power of belief, I want you to turn to the person sitting next to you and look them in the eye and say, hi, I'm thankful for you. Go. Turn to the person next to you and say, hi, I'm thankful for you. Look them in the eyes, because the eyes are the windows to your soul. You know, we know that it's certainly not about the color the balloon is. It's certainly, though, about the soul and the human being with human feelings sitting next to you. Knowing that tomorrow is not promised, we must make every moment our best. We must understand that we all go through ups and downs. And we can sometimes hide each other's feelings. We can hide sometimes our anxiety, our depression. We can sometimes isolate in fear, or sometimes we get trapped in addictions that we don't tell anybody. I want you to know that no matter what coping mechanism you have, you must understand the power of life, the power of humility. Humility brings thanksgiving. If you have pride and you believe that you are more important than somebody else, you have now started to lose the attitude of gratitude. When you lose the attitude of gratitude, you lose joy. When you lose joy, you lose passion for life. When you lose passion for life, you become weak and alone. Please know that this is all important in your life, to be thankful. If you ever go through depression, there are three things that you can do to get out of depression. First thing is write down 10 different things that you are thankful for. The second thing is when you go through depression, you don't have to do this alone. The power of friendship is so, so important. You are not just another pupil or student here in this university. You are a big family. And when you look at each other, we shouldn't be looking at their hair, their clothes, what they wear, or their body. We need to look at them in their eyes, because when you look them in the eyes, that's when you acknowledge their soul, their spirit, their mind, and their heart. And I want you to know that you are beautiful just the way that you are, and to never ever bully yourself. When you look yourself in the mirror, you have a choice. That when those negative thoughts come, to say that you're not good enough, to say that you'll never ever be anybody, to say that your dreams are too big, remember my story today. And when you look at industrial revolutions in different things like technologies, please, please dream big. Do not say, I want to be as big as Elon Musk. Why dream so little? Go beyond Elon Musk. Because when you look at Elon Musk, I don't think he ever said, one day I want to be like somebody. One day I want to be like Nikola Tesla. One day I want to be like Edison. I think he said, I want to achieve all that I can, and I want to try and go beyond any other human being. You know, Zig Ziglar, a motivational speaker, he used to say this: aim your goals and dreams to the heavens, so if they miss, they're still up there with the stars. And I do want to talk about the power of belief, but one more thing about gratitude. Ready? Your dreams, your goals, your success, being married, or even having children. Do not put your happiness in temporary things, because your happiness will be temporary. Many people put hope in money. There is nothing wrong with having a lot of money. But when you put your success as your happiness, sometimes you achieve your goals and still lack thanksgiving. So remember, when you go through depression, to be thankful for 10 things that you're thankful for. Number 2, that you don't have to go through this life alone. Talk to someone with your feelings. Human beings have human feelings. When you don't feel, that's when you become less alive. Be aware of the disabilities, of the brokenness of your mind and your heart. Because if you do not address these limitations in your heart and your mind, you will not also achieve all the success in front of you. The third thing, I want you to understand this about getting out of depression, which is something so powerful for me. When I used to go to school, or when I used to go to college and university, so many times I was wondering, would I ever get married? Would I ever have children? Will I ever have a purpose in my life? Will I ever have my heart that is healed? You know that I tried to commit suicide at age 10. You know that I was wondering what kind of life would I have in my life and future. But I'll tell you what happened that helped me. During school and during university, I would open my eyes and I would look around the campuses and see, who can I encourage? Who can I be a listening ear to? Who can I just be a friend to? My parents always said, when you want a friend, sometimes you have to be a friend. If you want a sincere friendship and you want someone to sincerely encourage you, sometimes you have to sincerely be a friend for somebody else before you can find a friend out there. And I don't know what your dream and goal is, but I want to dream big. Can I tell you right now how big my dream is? Can I tell you what I'm dreaming about next? I said, can I tell you about what I'm dreaming next? I want you to know that I want to reach all 1.4 billion people in India with the message of hope. I want to inspire 100 million people, people who were born and raised in India but now are abroad, and or people in India to believe that we can give more opportunity for this country. I really believe that we could do a lot with 100 million people giving $2 a day to build hospitals, schools, and orphanages. There are many people that believe that the rich should give more. I believe that we all should give what we can, absolutely. And I really believe, though, that change in India is when we all come together and dream very, very big. My social media fans, we total about 16 million social media fans, and I have roughly 1,000 friends who have more social media friends than I. And I've been talking to a couple of friends, and we are wondering maybe if we can get 200 million people worldwide to give $2 a day. That's $146 billion to alleviate the suffering of humankind. I'm only 42 this year, and that is my big dream. I may not be a billionaire, I may not be some big star out there, but I want to achieve what I can. And I hope that my life story encourages you to dream big. Having education is very good. Having sacrifice and obedience and hard work is very good to have work ethics. But do you know what's most exciting? Is when you realize you are a world changer. Before you get your job, before you start your business, please understand you are a world changer. How and why? Because it is scientifically proven that you cannot have a human interaction without some reaction. If I look at you and you look at me down the street, there is a subliminal, subconscious, and subconscious exchange. There is a spiritual exchange. When I look at you and you see me, there is a thought that goes through your mind. When you look at somebody and you bully someone, or you don't look at them, or you ignore them, or you try to subliminally put them down, thinking that you are more higher than somebody, please understand that you change the world, and you change the world of one person at a time. This is the power of your existence. The power of my existence is just as powerful as yours. And I may be able to influence and encourage more people who are in wheelchairs, but you can encourage more people who are going through what you have been. I will never forget one of the most influential people in the nation of Brazil. I met him in California. His name was Dr. Edson Bueno. Dr. Edson Bueno, him, his father, his grandfather, his great-great-great-great-great-grandfather in Brazil were all shoe shiners. Edson was shoe shining by the young age 4. His whole family never went to school, never had education. One day, Edson was running across the street and a car hit him, and he was 8 years old. He was unconscious, and if it wasn't for a doctor who witnessed the crash, who could help him right there and then, he would have died. When he came into consciousness back at age 8, he realized, wow, a doctor saved my life. Do you know what he said to himself? I am going to be a doctor. Can you imagine at age 8, the one vision, the one dream that seemed impossible, but he knew it was worth trying for? The power of belief is so important. When it's something that you believe in, it's something that you believe it's worth trying for. Something that you believe is worth trying for, listen, is something that you're worth trying and failing for. Failure is not a conclusion. Failure is not a status. Failure in your life is your classroom. Just like you go to your classroom for the education that you have, there is no greater skill to have in your life other than resilience. There is no way to build up resilience other than resistance. There is no other way to build up resistance resilience through resistance other than to try and to never ever give up. I want you to know that Edson had a dream, and it began with him telling his parents, one day I'm going to go to school. He shined more shoes than the normal days ahead. He saved up extra money, and he was able to buy a second-hand uniform. It had holes in it, and his mother sewed it up. It was the one thing that stopped him from being able to go to school in Brazil. He finally went to school. He never had seen a shower where water came out of a sink and water came out of a shower in the wall. He'd never seen fresh water like this. He didn't speak the language. He couldn't read. He was brought up in a village that had a different dialect, and he was bullied for looking dirty, for smelling, and for not being able to talk, nor understand, nor read. He went to grade 1, and he failed grade 1. He got bullied and beaten up for being alone and the only one who failed grade 1. Again, he took grade 1, and guess what happened? He failed again grade 1. He had a choice, either to alleviate his suffering by leaving and quitting, or embracing that failure is his classroom. He repeated grade 1, and on the third time, he passed grade 1. He went to grade 2, and he became number 1 in grade 2, number 1 in grade 3, number 1 in grade 5, all the way up to his senior year of high school. He became number 1. He got beaten and ridiculed because he was number 1. You see, the world will tell you that you're not good enough no matter what. So don't try and just please the world. Sometimes the world will judge you for failing, and sometimes the world will judge you for succeeding. Celebrate success. Celebrate your success. And capture your negative thoughts in those days of failing and resilience being needed. You actually are sometimes the one who judges you the most. You see, it only takes 3 seconds for someone to bully you. It only takes 3 seconds for the world to judge you. But those words penetrate in your heart and your mind and your soul. And if you're not careful, you can become more disabled than me. When you look yourself in the mirror, do not allow those negative voices to say that you're not good enough. Do not allow those voices to say that you're a failure. Do not allow those voices to try to convince you that you're never ever going to be anybody. I want you to know that you need to capture those negative thoughts and replace it with positive thoughts. Sometimes I needed a vision board. If you don't know what a vision board is, I was able to print on a computer some pictures that helped me to believe in my future. I actually put an African orphan on my mirror, and every day that I went to school, no matter what potential bullying I had, loneliness, depression, and negative thoughts, I knew that no matter what hell I was going through at school, no matter how many enemies I had, no matter how many negative thoughts I had in my brain, I knew that that day I'm going to choose to keep on going and never give up, because I am one day closer to making a difference in that one person's life, an African orphan. And that's what helped me to realize when you don't get a miracle, you can still be one. There is nothing wrong with having visions and dreams of having millions of dollars and becoming a billionaire. But do not put your hope and happiness in money. And remember to always help those who don't have as much as you. When you have this foundation and you can have this dream, Mr. Edson Bueno, he actually started applying for all these scholarships to get to university. He wanted to go to med school. Medical schools were very expensive. He had no money. And every time he applied for a scholarship, they got to the interview process, and the people who had an interview with him to see if he would be a good steward and someone responsible with this very unique, amazing, generous opportunity given by the scholarship, he made them cry. He made them cry because they realized this young man is going to go all the way. Can you say those words, all the way? Everyone say, all the way. They knew that he was going to go all the way to his full potential. And he went into this scholarship. And then 3 years later, he wanted a specialty and he got that scholarship. Then he needed another specialty and he got that scholarship. He did 3 specialties, all for free. 14 years of education, and graduated in his mid-30s. He learned that he realized that if he doesn't know something, he can learn about it. That's what my parents always taught me. Nick, if someone knew how to trade the stock market, then so can you. If someone became rich in real estate, then so can you. If someone was becoming a speaker, then so can you. Nick, there is nothing that you cannot do if you put your heart and mind to it. And I'm so thankful that I had the courage to fail. Mr. Edson Bueno, he had the courage to fail. He had the courage to have no's. But every time he would ever get a no, he kept on trying. Do you know what? I met Mr. Edson when he was 61 years old in California. And he saw my book for sale, and he read my book 14 times. He pulled me over while I was walking the street, literally in my wheelchair. He said, "Nick Vujicic." I said, "Yes." I said, "Do I know you?" He said, "No, but I know you. I love you, and you have changed my life." He said, "Will you come to Brazil?" I said, "Sure. Let's talk." I didn't know who he was, and I didn't know what he had in mind. And I called him, and he talked to me on the phone. And he said, "How much do you charge for a motivational speech?" I told him how much I charge for my motivational speech. By the way, I've come here to India at no charge. I love India. I told him how much I charged, and you know what he said? Double the fee, and then I will pay for 6 speeches. And I said, what? He said, double the fee, and I'll pay for 6. I said, who are you? He said, my name is Edson Bueno, and I now have gone through my life, and I have 46,000 employees, and I need 6 speeches, and I think you are the most undervalued speaker on planet Earth. Please double it, and I'll pay for 6. You have changed my life, and I want you to change my employee's life. Do you know what he did? He had 150 hospitals. You know what he did? He started a health insurance company where 5 million Brazilians paid 5 million Brazilians paid $1,000 a year for their medical health insurance. He was making 5 billion per year. He sold his company for billions at age 67, and he died at age, I think, 71. It was an incredible moment in my life where I want to share his story all around the world, because many people say, well, Nick, it's easier for you because you were born in Australia. You had education. You had a loving home. You had a wheelchair. You were born in a country where people with disabilities could still go to school and get a job. You're correct. But because I was given more, to whom much is given, much is expected. And when you have been given the chance and the responsibility now is on your shoulders to be able to go into an incredible university like this, this is your moment to seize a decision in your life and saying, from this day on, I want to go all the way. I want to dream big. This is the power of understanding belief. Have a vision board. Remind yourself of your dream. The second thing of getting out of depression, I told you, was to talk to someone. But I'll tell you right now, apart from belief, there is a power of united spirits. You have 3 things that I talked to you tonight about. The power of gratitude, the power of belief, and now the power of unity. When you have belief, remind yourself of your dreams visually so that you, when you don't feel like trying again, can remember what that visual is. You can remember what that looks like. Can I show you my dreams that have come true? Can I share with you right now? I want to share with you a photo of my wife. Me and my wife now, we've been married now for nearly 12 years. We fell in love in April 2010, and I looked at her, and she looked at me, and I could not feel my legs. It was love at first sight. She is beautiful. She is amazing. She is my strength. I want you to know that we go through difficult times. I want you to know that it's not just about getting married, it's about staying married. It's not just about falling in love, it's about falling in love again and again and again and again. Do you want to know how I keep on falling in love with my wife? I realize I don't need to hold my wife's hand, I just need to hold her heart. And the way that I hold her heart is I take her on many dates. As much as we can, we go out once a week to break bread, be with each other, away from the children. We can't afford to not fight for each other. We cannot afford to fall out of love. When a mommy and a daddy fall out of love, it affects the children. It affects the children worse than having no arms or legs. And I love my wife very much, and my wife loves me very much. And do you know what we ask each other? We ask each other once a month 3 questions. I say, hey, babe. She's like, yep. I said, what is something that I am doing that you want me to stop doing? Can you imagine if husbands ask their wife, what am I doing that you want me to stop doing? My second question to my wife is, what am I not doing that you want me to start doing? And then the third question is, what am I doing well that you want me to keep on doing? And she tells me the answers. And then she asks me, honey, I say yes. What am I doing that you want me to stop doing? What am I not doing you want me to start doing? What am I doing well that you want me to keep on doing? You see, these things are not taught in university. These things of values and attitudes and principles of never giving up and dreaming big. I look forward to an ongoing relationship with all of your universities here in this great state to continue to encourage you with principles that matter. For me, my marriage matters, not just for when we get married, but for us to continue to pursue each other. I want you to know that we all have ups and downs. And you can ask my wife, is Nick perfect? Absolutely not. But does Nick try harder every day? Absolutely. I want you to know that if you don't grow, you shrink. If you don't grow, you shrink. So I want you to know to keep on growing as you keep on going. I want you to know that when you go through storms, you don't just go through storms, you grow through storms. I know that I have a resilient marriage because of what we've been through. I know that I have a resilient spirit because of what I've been through. When you know and remember what you've been through, it encourages you. It gives you more courage. It gives you more patience. Patience is one of the greatest virtues anyone can have. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how rich you are. But I care about how kind you are, how patient you are, how loving and caring you are, how respectful you are, and how you realize that all human beings have value. When you believe that you are more important than somebody else, that is when my respect for you goes lower. There is no one who is more important than you and less important than you. Whether a family is born into poverty, whether a family has a child with a disability, we all have value. Turn to the person next to you and tell them, I love you. Go. Turn to the person next to you and say, I love you. Give them a high five or give them a hug. Come on. The next photo I want to show you is the photo of my children. This photo was taken 3 years ago. We have now an 11-year-old Kiyoshi, 8-year-old Dayan, 2 boys, and then our twin girls who were 6 years old. I am already the shortest person in the house, and I miss them very, very much. I have a big dream to reach the world without sacrificing my family. I have a big dream to reach 8 billion people without sacrificing the fatherhood for my kids. You know, I'll never forget one day, my oldest son, he said, Daddy, I wish you had hands. I said, why is that? He said, because I want to know how it feels to be hugged by you. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. He said, it's okay. And he flexes his bicep muscles. And he says, I'm strong. I said, so what does that mean? He said, Daddy, I'm just going to hug you longer and stronger so you can feel my hug if I can't feel yours? My son, he calls himself a thousandaire. Want to know why? Because he has a jewelry business. You want to know what? He earns money in the home. You want to know what? He buys his own toys. You want to know what? He bought his grandma an iPad. You want to know what? This young man has made $3,000 in jewelry and doing things around the house over 2.5 years. And you know what he gave away? $1,100 for the poor and needy. He got blankets, jackets, food, and helping those in need. Why did he do this? Is it because I told him? No. You want good kids? Be good. You want respectful kids? Be respectful. You want generous kids? Be generous. You want kind children? Show them kindness. You want them to know the virtues of life? Don't tell them the virtues of life. Show them by example how they should live. This is priceless. This is education. This is the world that you must change first. Before you change India, before you change your state, before you change this city, before you change this school, before you change your street, you must change your children's life. They are the world that matters most to me. And it hurts my heart more and more that I have to leave. It hurts my heart, and it gives me even bigger dreams with how can I make millions of dollars using technology and also give away millions of dollars. I want you to believe with me that we together can make a big difference. Do you know what? The whole 200 million people, $2 a day army, it came to me 20 years ago when I was in Southeast Asia in a country, and there were many, many poor people. I saw 3- and 4-year-old little children in trash dumps, and they were scouting out trash dumps, picking out pieces of plastic to then turn into the plastic recycling plant. In that recycling plant, they actually made $1 a day. Do you know how much they needed to survive? $1 a day. They were in trash dumps all day long, every day for as long as they could walk. And I felt so sorry for them. And what was amazing was I know that hope starts with belief, with gratitude, and with unity. But how will someone know hope if someone doesn't tell them? I want you to know that we all have different faiths. And I want you to know that faith is a very important part to my life. Family, friends, finance, fitness, fun. These are 6 things that are important to me. I see them as buckets, essential buckets, that if I do not fill up my faith bucket, my family bucket, my friendship bucket, my finance bucket, my fitness bucket, and my fun bucket, I'm not going to have a full life. When we continue to fill up these buckets and not go empty, that's a healthy human being with human feelings that are in check. Going through ups and downs is inevitable. If you go through a storm and you get through the storm, don't worry, there's another storm coming. But the hope is that as you continue to get through every storm, you become stronger, stronger, and stronger. I want you to know that I had a dream in 2003. Why is it that money stops people from getting hope? So many events, people never came to my event because tickets were charged. Can I thank everyone once again for tonight? Because of all their support and all their sponsorship, not $1 was charged to you to come tonight. I want you to know that when we look at hope, hope is priceless and hope should not have a charge. And I tell you right now, I want you to probably know I'll have to charge the next time I come to India. But I want to tell you, when you go through choices of giving back, when you do good, it's wonderful. Planting seeds of love, planting seeds of hope, planting seeds of strength, these are the things that I can reap in my life. I want you to know that today I have a dream, and I think you're a part of it. I think that you're a part of the 200 million people to give $2 a day one day. But before we raise up an army, I felt during 2020, a lot of people were going through depression. A lot of people were isolated, and a lot of people were anxious and even having thoughts of suicide. And I turned to my wife and I said, babe, I want to try something crazy. She said, what's that? I said, I've made millions of dollars with books. But do you know what hurt me the most? When I realized that poor people have never read my book. Even if poor people can get a book, so many people cannot actually read the book. And then thirdly, how can we actually get audiobooks in their own language? So back in 2020, I challenged myself and I started some things. I first of all want you to know that I have Facebook. Give me a round of applause if you're on Facebook. Give me a round of applause if you're on Instagram. I want you to know that unfortunately, Facebook and Instagram are separating me and you. I want you to know that big technological platforms are separating me from my fans. They're making me have to pay to reach you. And I don't like that. So I told my team, we're going to make our own platform. Guess what? It's happening. Guess what? Yesterday, I was in front of about, 60,000 people, and 5,000 people came onto my platform last night. I want to invite you because I am going to actually switch off my Facebook and I'm going to switch off my Instagram because I don't like getting bullied. I don't like big tech and multi-billion-dollar companies separating me from people who need hope. Do you agree? So I want you to know that if you get your phone out right now, there is that QR code called Nick V Network. If you get that code right now, scan it, take a photo of it right now. It's for free. If you go to this QR code, scan it, get your phone out, take your time, get your phone, scan it, because I'm going to be doing videos just for India. I'm going to be doing videos just for India in 5 languages. I'm going to be doing messages on a weekly basis, 10 minutes each, starting on June 1st. I want you to know, India, I believe that the best days of your country are absolutely ahead. I believe that America is about to face a great economic crisis. I think that America is about to face a labor crisis. And I believe that India is only going to experience explosive growth. And in your explosive growth, I want to be a part of your success. I want to be a part of your university's success. I want to be talking with them about bringing more curriculum. You saw me in your high school textbooks. Would you like to see me more in your universities? Are you sure? You want me to continue to help you to dream big? Good. I want you to look at that QR code one more time. We're going to put it up one more time. Get that QR code, scan it, take a photo. And now here is the most exciting news. Ready? Are you ready? First and foremost, I cannot wait to come back to India with my family and my children. I told them how much I love India, and one day I shall bring them. Your country is beautiful, and I thank you for your love. There is one more exciting thing that I want to encourage you with, and this is the showcase of the power of unity. I don't want to make more money from a book. I want video translation software, audio book translation software, to be able, with AI, with human translators, linguists, to proof it. I want to give away my next book for free. I'm calling it Give the World Hope Project. It is the last of the QR codes. But I want to tell you something. It takes money to do this. And you know what's amazing? If we all have bought a book, and maybe your book was $1 or $2 or $3, I did a reverse engineering way to make this next book for free. It's going to be amazing, and I want to ask you for your help. The QR code is called Give the World Project. Give the World Hope Project. Do we have that QR code available? I want to ask you, I just want you to know, if you do not want to participate, that's great. I wasn't planning on doing this, but I cannot believe how big this crowd is. I really cannot believe how big this crowd is. And for me, in my mind, I thought today, what greater way to show the crowd the power of unity other than to give you an opportunity to give maybe $1 or $2 or $3 towards the incredible opportunity of giving my next book away for free. I haven't seen the QR code yet come up on the screen, and if it doesn't, that's okay. I'll give it to you on Nick V Network. There's another one, there's one last one, and it's Give the World Hope Project. It's a different QR code. I want you to all know tonight that my heart is full. My heart is overflowing. My heart is so thankful for you. I know that you uplift me in your heart, and I thank you. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for loving my family, and thank you for coming tonight. I really hope that tonight this has been life-changing for you. I hope that tonight that you have seen that dreams can come true. I hope tonight that you realize that we have the power of gratitude. Resistance is okay. It's part of life. But it's those who never give up, who become resilient, who go all the way. I hope tonight you go all the way. I hope tonight you dream big like never before. I hope tonight you stop bullying yourself about the things that are not going correct. And I want you to know that you are a world changer. You can make a difference in your life. I love you so, so much. Continue to change the world one step at a time. And remember, the power of unity of this campus alone and the hundreds of universities out there, I believe that you can make a big world change for your country if you believe. Thank you so, so much for having me tonight. Thank you so much to your government. Thank you so much to the Vice Chancellor and everyone. Thank you so much to the coordination of all the efforts. I want you to get your phones out one more time, and I want to do a quick video of Gio taking a video. Get your phones out, get your flashlights out, and I'm going to have you say, I love you to all my social media fans. Ready? So I want you to get ready. Gio is here. and he is going to take a video. Everyone get your phones out. Give me a big wave. Give me a big cheer. Give me a bigger cheer. All right, ready? I'm going to say, when I say 1, 2, 3, we're going to say, we love you. Ready? All right, ready? Hello, everyone on social media. It's Nick Vujicic from India. 1, 2, 3. We love you. Woo! Thank you so much, India. Thank you so much.